Alright, so in this video, I wanted to cover something that I enjoy, and that is wall bouncing. I'm a big fan of character movement and player movement within games, so a wall bounce is a must for me. Alright, now we're going to work off of the jump. We're using our switch that we placed in the wall sliding video. If you haven't seen the wall sliding video, I would recommend you start there, as this is where I am building off of. We need to be wall sliding to be wall bouncing. If this is, I'm a little sorry if this is your first video, because the wall sliding actually builds off of a mantle. So all of these three videos will be combined together. They build off of one another to create some movement mechanics. Perfect. Now, if we think about a wall bounce, all it is a similar type of jump, right? It's a wall bounce. So we can think, oh, if I want a wall bounce, I just need to be launching our player in a given direction. We just need to give him some velocity in the Z and X direction to create this sort of wall bounce to emulate a jump. Now, the only issue with this, we're going to ignore this for now. I have my launch actually right here. I will cover this in a second. We'll go a little bit deeper. If we were to just perform a launch, we'll immediately see a problem where I'm just going up instead of jumping to the right. And this is caused by a little bit of a weird thing. So our sprite, while we wall slide, appears that he's looking right. However, this is a lie. Our character's actually looking left. If we see right now, he's looking left. We start wall sliding, it's looking left. Our entire actor has a forward vector of -1 whenever we're facing to the left, and that's what it has while we're wall sliding. It is just the sprite itself that is drawn to appear that we're looking right, at least for this character. So we need to actually set the actor's rotation. We need to flip him around and then perform our launch to create a wall bounce. And this is done pretty simply. We just need to, as PaperZD characters, set the actor's rotation. We're going to get the forward vector, make sure it's less than 0, and we're going to use a select. I'll quickly teach what a select is. A select is a very powerful tool. It's kind of similar to a switch, except the only difference, well, one of the differences being that a switch gives you an output, so you can pull off of it. You have an exec that you can build more code off of. A select just gives you a value, an output as a value. And we can manipulate selects quite a lot. So we can select the index. In this case, we're going to want a Boolean, but you have a lot of options, mainly in enumerators. We want a Boolean. And now we just see it's true or false, except it's grayed out. So we just need to right click, change while or change type, and select whatever we would like. Now, for example, we could select something like a string, and then we could have things be printed. So we could print, hello, goodbye, the classic. And this helps condense code a little bit, because to create this without using a select, you would have to actually just use a branch and then have the true or false. You would then have to print string, print hello, and then you would also maybe have to come down here on the false, do goodbye. But now, instead of doing that, we can just have our select, pull off, and print. And that would do the same thing, and we would have whatever type of Boolean would affect this. So it condenses things quite a bit. And we see here, all I've done is set it to a float as well as Boolean. The true being, remember, if our forward vector is negative, that means we're looking left. We need to completely flip our character around. So 360 rotation. If it's false, we're looking to our right. We just need to do a 180. And as I just showed with the print strings, if we did not have this select here, we would actually have to manually set the different rotations by having a 360 and a 180 and a branch. That's true, we go up there. If that's false, we go there. And this is the branch condition. And so we see here, now we've got more code. We've got copy and pasted nodes. And whenever you start to see copy and pasted stuff, that usually is an indicator towards not the most organized code. There's a lot you can do to create a lot more dynamic and organized codes, and a select is one of those tools that will help achieve that a lot more. Perfect. So we've changed the rotation. Now we need to set our velocity to 0. This will stop us from, if we're already moving down within a wall slide, it will just completely stop the wall slide and then allow us to jump fluidly. Otherwise, based off of, because we have gravity, we have acceleration, and the faster you're wall sliding down a wall, the harder it is to overcome that acceleration with a launch. So we just immediately want to set our velocity to 0, get the forward vector, multiply it by, I'm just doing 250, setting that as the launch velocity in the x direction, and then setting the launch velocity in the z direction to whatever you'd like. I like 750. I feel like that is a pretty good emulation of a just general jump. Perfect. So that will be it for the wall bounce. It will now work properly, and we can fluidly jump between walls, and we can even do a little bit of a fun thing where we're just kind of jumping up a wall. I'm not opposed to this. I think it's fine. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I am usually pretty decent about responding in a timely manner. So thanks for watching.